Hey guys, what's going on and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how I got to Mythic in less than 8 hours. Now, this is a slight stretch of the truth. It actually took me about 16 hours playing Mythic this season. However, after about 8 hours of playing, I was still at the very bottom of Platinum. I'd been trying some really weird, like mono green Toski decks, and it just hadn't been working out for me. So what I decided was I'd go back to the old tried and trusted Jund Sacrifice Coco list, and when I say I skyrocketed up, I mean it. I won about 20. I went 23 and 3, I think, and that was enough to get me to one win before Mythic. And that took me about 6 hours to do, to get from the bottom of Plat 4 to Mythic. And if you follow and use this list, it's quite easy. If you just, play it a fair amount, get used to the deck, get used to how to kind of sideboard what works for you, because it's a very personal deck. You can play it in many different ways. So just work out how this list works best for you, and you should be able to rank up really quickly and reach Mythic rank. However, once I got to that one win before Mythic, I went up, I went down, I went up, down, and I just kept losing on that final game. And a lot of it was mana screw, and then some of it was me tilting just because I'd been mana screwed a fair amount, and I was just getting really quite annoyed. I think I tried to record a video about 3 times of this is how I got Mythic. So I decided that I would just not record it and just grind out the games. And so eventually I hit Mythic. After about an hour and a half of trying with 1 win left to get, I hit Mythic. And that was me going about 3 and 3, I think, or 4 and 3 in that period. And that is how I hit Mythic. Now, there is a question to be said at the moment with a lot of Yorion decks, such as Abzan Yorion or 5-colour Yorion, Niv-Mizzet builds being played to kind of counter this Jund Sacrifice Coco list. There is something to be said for actually trying out the trail version of the list. So what I will be doing in the next couple of days is I'll have a Trail of Crumbs video out with that kind of version of Jund Sacrifice, showing you my favourite list for it and how to play it. However, for this video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing, I'm going to be showing you my first few games in Mythic, and once again having some gameplay explaining how to play, or how I like to play the deck. Now, with that being said, please could you leave a like on the video. It means a massive amount to me, and it really just helps with the YouTube algorithm, helps push this video out to more people. But with that being said, let's get into some games. Okay, so on a reflection, so after showing you the deck which I used to get to Mythic, this is a deck I'm going to be using to play within Mythic. I played a couple of games in Mythic with that Coco list, and people are just way too, their decks are way too adapted towards it. And I feel that trail decks are just better in the meta at the moment. So I feel there's no point really showcasing a Coco deck when a trail deck is what's going to get you wins. So yeah, let's just play this deck in Mythic. Okay, so here's our starting hand. You wouldn't be able to tell that we're playing a trail deck at the moment. We don't have one of the bindings or the Korvolds or the trails, but for now, this is good. And another reason which I think I'm going to play a trail deck is because I think I'm a fair amount better than most people using the deck. Most people misplay a fair amount. Alright, so we're playing against Grixis, and he has a Fatal Push in hand. Sensor. And this is one of the matchups where trail works really well. So hopefully we hit one. Is he mana screwed? Not anymore. Go like this. If he's got a sensor, we can pay it. He's probably can use his Fatal Push now. But we're just kind of burning all of his removal spells before we play our good 3 drops here. We've got to Claim the Firstborn, which is a dead card in this matchup, but Thoughtseize. Okay. He's taken a fair amount of damage here for... I'm not sure whether he's going to be able to... Okay. play Woe Strider. I'm going to haste it. Just get some additional damage through. We win next turn if he does nothing else. There's no other use for a claim in this matchup. Alright, there we go. So he was mana screwed, so it's a bit of a rough one for him, but we'll take it. And we will drop all of the claims. It's a good way to run the deck. And then hopefully we can get a good win rate going with this deck. This is kind of my first time playing Trail in a couple of months now, so be good to figure it out. I'm still not quite sure whether bindings are really good in the deck. I know they've got quite nice synergy with Trail, with you being able to hit them, but I'm still kind of on the fence about it, so it's just something we'll have to look into. And if you guys have any other kind of cards that you've played in the deck which have worked really well for you, just let me know in the comments. I'd be really happy to hear them, and then I'll give you a response back just to, you know, tell you my views, and I'll probably give it a go. See what I think. I quite like Trail decks against Control. It's a really fun match for me, because it's kind of just an uphill battle, but then once you've, you know, got over that hill, it's just fun. Alright, hopefully he chooses to play fair. Well, hopefully he chooses to be on the draw, but hopefully he makes his selection pretty soon, because I don't like it when people make you like wait on this bit, you know, be it because they're tilting or whatever. Just, there's no need. There's no need to slow play like this. It might be that something's come up, but we'll have to wait. Ooh, really nice hand here. Am I still using a Coco deck? Well, that would be why we didn't have any. That would be why we didn't have any trails. Is because I'm still using the Coco list. Oh God! All right, well, let's give this deck a little bit of a send off. Okay, well that card's probably a saw it coming, so I'm just going to play out Devil here. We won't be able to resolve Collective Company on his turn anyway. So I'm going to do... Witches of them. Go to combat. And we'll swing with Mayhem Devil. Okay, it's a Behold the Multiverse. I was kind of playing around it being Saw It Coming, but if it's Behold the Multiverse, I'm fine with that too. Fatal Push? Yeah, that's a Fatal Push, right? So he's just going to kill our goose. And we'll sacrifice the Cauldron Familiar on our turn to play around Cry of a Carnarium. Even though Cry would probably be good for us if we did have Cat on the board. Because it would then mean we could resolve Collected Company next turn. Yeah, get rid of our Gilded Goose, mate. Means he probably doesn't have a Wrath effect for Odd, or an Extinction Event is its name. Or just any Wrath effect really. If he'd had Cry he probably wouldn't have Fatal Pushed there, but... Play around Censor. He's got a Censor because... Or maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's just got like another Fatal Push or something. Like the best way to play against these decks is just to play really responsive. Okay, so there was a Censor. Just, you know, make good plays. Oh, we can kind of get him close to dead here, though. We can deal 6 damage to him. So, if we get a devil off the top... Okay, well, Collected Company we're not going to turn down. And hopefully... Okay, sweet. All of this stuff gets exiled. No problem. Collected Company. There we go. Mayhem Devil gets a win. Lovely stuff. Alright, so let's get into the next game where we will actually be playing Trail of Crumbs. Alright, so this opening hand is really nice with a Trail of Crumbs. It's one of those slower hands, so we want to be against a slower deck. Hopefully we're not against a mono green or a mono red or a Gruul or something like that. Hopefully this is a more control-y deck we're facing against. Okay. Play Blood Crypt tapped. Next turn we'll go for Blooming Marsh. Okay. Interesting. So what is this? This is Orzhov Auras. Could be a whole host of decks though, really. Could be any kind of Orzhov deck. Just Orzhov aggro maybe. Play out Cauldron Familiar. It's a good blocker, considering we've already got Trail online. Then we'll play Priest. Maybe he goes for a removal spell for our Priest next turn. Hopefully not, but you know, hopefully he goes for a more aggressive line. Kite Sail Freebooter. Yeah, choose a card in our hand, mate. Investigate. Here we're making him discard a card, and we're going to profit from this as well. So all around, it's just a really nice play. Okay. It'll be interesting to see what we're going to keep up. I think we just got to keep up the red. No, we're going to keep up the green, because if we hit, then we're going to search for a black. Yeah, we're going to keep up green, because if we hit Gilded Goose or Trail, it'd be really nice. We can kind of go off with this Priest. Just keep chunking through. Bring it back. See what we want. Goose. Then we'll play a Goose and we'll play our other. And here, so the main way you play Trail decks is quite unlike the Coco lists. So what you really want to be doing is you want to be just grinding, just getting incremental value until you could just absolutely ruin your opponents. Okay, plays another Inspector, which we'll just let happen. You know. There is no reason not to. My turn. First of all, we'll get a Trail activation off. just to see if we can hit a devil or something. We don't take a Fabled Passage, because really Fabled Passage is just the best card in the deck, land-wise anyway. You know, it thins our deck. Let's get a... I feel like we get a red here, just get another red source. Woe Strider coming in hot. Get another priest. The guy made the good decision. The 1/2 flyer is better than the 1/2 without flying. Okay. We'll play the Witch's Oven here. We just want to be getting that value. Okay, so the guy concedes, which is fair enough. Now we want to see how we want to play the deck. I just say we run it back, to be totally honest. Yeah. So this video, you should get that game with Coco, you know, a final send-off of a list, and this game with Trail, which we should be winning, against that Orzhov artifacts creature type list. Kind of difficult to figure out what that actually was, which is probably good a way the opponent played well, because by conceding and not showing us more information, it made it more difficult for us to sideboard. See what we want to do though. Okay. We didn't want to draw a land there, to be honest. You know, it's a bit of a you know, having Cat Oven is just a straight keep. We need to find Trail or Korvold or Mayhem Devil or just anything really, but okay. Well, he discards Cauldron Familiar, so maybe Gilded Goose. You know, we get the Gilded Goose. We'll definitely take that there. Probably one of the best cards for us to hit. What does he have? Skyclave Apparition? It's possible. General Kudro. Yeah, that's a good card. Block like so. Okay. Alright, so Woe Strider is a really nice card in this situation. It's a great one to get. Then we're just kind of looking for... okay. Alright. Let's play it like this. Apostle has protection from black, which makes it a lot more difficult for us here, but can still try and play around it. Go like this. Try and get something good. We don't want another land. Anything but. The deck says no. So we're now taking 5 damage. Thoughtseize gets rid of our Jegantha. Okay. Yeah, he hits us for 5 here. God's sake. We'll swing in for Woe Strider. Start trying to compete with damage. And hopefully we can get something good quite soon. We can use the ability off of Gilded Goose to make some food. Good cards here would be a Claim the Firstborn, Mayhem Devil, Trail of Crumbs. Those are just kind of what we're looking for. No blocks. Go down to 7. So we have a 3-point life swing each turn. Definitely he has an 8-point. He can always make a food if he ever make a soldier if he ever wants to, but that would turn on a witch's oven, so he probably doesn't want to do that. Okay. Dire tactics. Exile it. If you don't control a human, you lose life. Well, he does control a human, so okay. If we draw a devil here, I think we've got lethal. We don't, but we have a witch's oven, so we can always utilise this. Bring it back, and then we'll play a Phyrexian Tower to protect from other exile effects that he could have. Very happy with this position here. We haven't had much, but we're still in quite a strong position here. If he has an exile effect, the best target here would be the Gilded Goose. I think he's trying to figure out whether we have some kind of lethal. You can't spend any mana. Okay. I think that just leaves us with lethal. Does he have... okay. Okay. We might be one off actually. Hopefully not after this. That was a really, really nice top deck. Woe Strider. Perfect. There you go. There's our lethal. Great stuff. So we win that game 2-0. So there's a win for Coco to send it off, and a win for Trail to signify our start with a deck. So if you're going to play Mythic at the moment, I do recommend playing Trail. I'll have another kind of deck tech video on it out soon. But yeah, with that being said, thanks ever so much for watching. Please don't forget to leave a like on the video, and I'll be back with another one soon. Goodbye.